This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the city, and we're in and out. We're back. We're in. We're out. We're fading.
Sorry, wrong button.
It's okay. Hey, it's a warm day here on this 6th day of July. I can hardly believe that it's July, let alone the 6th day of July. But you know, June was on the cool side, and then you know, then it all of a sudden, then it rained, and then all of a sudden it's summer and it's hot and it's muggy and dew point is high, and yeah, so it's 3 days of 90 degrees makes it a heat wave, and I think we're in for at least one more day of this before we get any kind of relief. But in the meantime, speaking of relief, let's go to our favorite guest here at Inside Leominster, Mr. Art from the Art Report.
Yes, sir. It's funny you mentioned the weather. This has been something. I know Phoenix, Arizona today is 109.
Imagine that.
And Hollywood, Florida, 94. And Hollywood, California, it's only 73. Now, that's perfect. And Hampton Beach today, 4-mile-an-hour breeze, 79. That's perfect beach weather.
Did you go there?
No.
Okay.
No. Nay. I am not fit for 495 during the day anymore.
Yeah,
it's too crazy for me.
It's turned crazy out there on 495. Anytime, any day, except for late at night, and then and then try the weekends on a Friday night. It's just a parking lot.
And coming out of Gardner, it's between 8:30 and 9 a.m. in the morning. I call it the crisscross drag strip.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that's been late is trying to make up time. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what? I figured it out. You don't get any further, any faster. Not that I see. You get caught at the next red light, or you know.
You're 100% correct. I know someone personally that works in Auburn. They get on 190. I can't tell you how fast he was going, but I'm talking fast. And then one day he said, wait a minute, what are you doing this for? He decided to clock it the normal way and then the way he would normally go to work. And then he decided to clock it doing the speed limit.
Right.
He saved 3 minutes. That's all it gained him was 3 minutes. So why not slow it down and be safe?
Remember they used to have a little saying, arrive alive.
Yes.
Yeah. Arrive alive.
There's no question about it. There's none. And it's funny, the minute they pave something, and it's all nice and smooth, first somebody's got to do is they got to leave some rubber marks by squealing the tires on it. Then they have their signature for a couple of weeks before the rain takes it away.
Right.
But I guess we're all victims of some kind of habit. Which one, I don't know. I think mine's pizza.
Pizza? Yeah.
Good pizza.
I'm beginning to narrow my dietary priorities. Narrowing them down.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I think I hold the record. I'm sure I'll hear about this from somebody, but we went to Italy for 14 days, and I have never enjoyed anything more. It was wonderful. From the lady, we actually ate at a woman's house in Venice, turned into a restaurant for tourists, and it was unbelievable. But we went to the Leaning Tower, and I was just taken back by the size of it. And I looked to my right in this huge area. It's like Doyle Field, and there's the Leaning Tower, and I looked to my right, there's a hot dog truck. Well, is there anything better than a steamer? So I decided to go to the hot dog truck in Pisa. I thought I was eating a sneaker.
Really?
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. And of course, I heard it from everyone. What do you expect? You're in Italy. You don't get
right.
a hot dog in Italy.
Yeah, you should have went for the sausage, peppers, and eggs.
There you go. I
Right.
mean, you know, geez. And one of the highlights, we had a rooftop lounge in Rome, and went upstairs to the rooftop, and it was dark, and the lights were down in Rome, but they had a big bar, and went over to the bar to get a beverage, and the bartender says, "You're from America?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Where?" And I told him, and he said, "I'll tell you what." He said, "See the grill? It was built into a brick wall." He says, "I'm going to cook you some garlic and oil-basted shrimp if you'll tell me all about the Kennedys and Cape Cod, and there's no charge for the shrimp."
Wow.
So we sat there and discussed that, and it was interesting as heck. And I'll give you one more little quick anecdote from the trip, because your background as a police officer.
Mm-hmm.
We were on our way to Venice, and we're on a tour bus, a Mercedes-Benz, beautiful bus. All of a sudden, whoof, it goes forward. And it was very foggy, and we were climbing a mountain and going through tunnels. A car rear-ended the bus and disabled it. Unfortunately, the person driving the bus did not survive. It was going that fast.
Wow.
So, long story short, it was a short walk, probably from City Hall to C&M Pizza to a rest area. So the bus driver gathered us all up. Some state police escorted us by foot in cruisers, and we walked to the rest area. So we're sitting down. All of a sudden, this Alfa Romeo police car comes flying in the parking lot. Out gets this dude about 6'3", blonde hair. He comes walking over and says, "Hi, folks." No accent. I go, "Huh?" He starts laughing. He said, "Before you ask, I'm an Army brat, fell in love with Italy. I'm single." And he says, "Take a look at over here. Look at that one. Look at this one." And he was a good-looking dude. And he says, "I'm driving an Alfa Romeo." I got the life.
Well,
he was a wonderful young man. He
wow.
explained everything to us.
Nice.
But that was...
Good for him.
Yeah. He stayed in Italy and became a police officer.
Well,
Yep.
I can't think of a better place to go.
I have to agree with you on that. It was Portofino. We took a boat. We're sitting on the little beach, no bigger than Lunenburg's Whalen Beach area,
Yeah.
at a table. The water's washing over our feet, and we're having vanilla ice cream and vino. Now I ask you, that was something.
Nothing better than that.
No, and that's a nice, cool, and refreshing thing to end the show with this heat wave.
Yeah, I know. Tell me.
Yep.
I don't mind.
Oh,
I don't mind, but I'm wearing a shirt, undershirt. I feel bad for construction workers, roofers, anybody like that. But
Oh my God, it's awful. I
yeah,
don't know how
working
they
out
do
there.
it. Is there going to be an open house at the new police station?
Yes.
Good. I
In
want to go
fact,
through
don't
that.
go anywhere because the police chief's here tonight with me.
Wonderful.
Yeah, be right on with us in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Art from the Art Report. And yes, we'll have more information on that as we get closer. But furniture gets delivered on the 17th of July. I was in yesterday. We'll talk more about it. Chief's here. We're going to take a short break if you guys are all set back there. Bradley and yes? No? All right. We'll take a short break and we'll come back with more of Inside Leominster at 978-534-1626. It's easy. 4-16-26. Be right back. Three, two, one. Hey!
Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it.
We have a little citation here, and this is part of our cable television show. We're at 853 North Main Street. There are a bunch of other businesses here, so look for the sign. It's called Dynamic Fitness, and you've actually been in business for a little while. You were next door in a smaller location. Explain what the format is in here, kind of.
I'm here. It's a small studio for women, and I'm here for each the woman's goal, and for the health. So that's all about it.
Yeah. So how do people sign up? Can they get you on social media at all, or they just come here?
They just come in here
And sign
and
up?
schedule appointment, and you can talk about it. I'm gonna go and get the whatever they want to, the goal.
Yeah.
And-
So everybody sets a goal and says, well, I'm getting ready for a wedding, or I'd like to lose 10 pounds, or I just want to get back in shape, right? Maybe I had a baby, I want to get back in shape, and you help them do that, right?
Yes.
So you set the goals, and you understand all the machines, what they do, and how it can help them.
Yes.
There you go. We have a little citation here for you. Congratulations.
Thank
Did a
you.
beautiful job in here.
And was my dream have my own gym. I always trying to work in the Planet Fitness, all that like in few. I told my husband, he helped me to get my own place.
So you met your own goal,
Yes.
right? Well, thank you. 853 North Main Street, and she's right in here with all of the other businesses that are located. There are barber shops in here, hairstylists, there's an art studio upstairs.
I own Vinny Plumbing here.
You see, the plumber, you probably got too much work. No? All right. So anyway, right across from the Mott Building, right on the Leominster-Fitchburg line. So perfect spot. What time you open in the morning?
5 a.m.
5, so perfect. If you're coming from Fitchburg, if you're going to work from Leominster to Fitchburg, it's right off the highway. Perfect spot. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And we're back here at Inside Leominster, 978-534-1626. We'll put it up on the screen for you. But I just wanted to say, that young lady has done just a great job. You heard, she said, it's always been my dream. Place is immaculate inside. It's woman only. It's something that she felt most comfortable with, because she felt that there's, she just didn't want anywhere where there's, male, female. She wanted to concentrate on women's goals and what they were trying to accomplish for themselves, and she felt that that was a venue that she wanted. It's not a massive gym, but it's big enough to hold quite a few people, and so her and her husband did just a remarkable job in there, and they're all the way down. If you get down North Main Street on the right-hand side before you get into Fitchburg on the right, they're in that little, I guess there's you would call it a plaza, and they're right in there. And again, the information she left here, if you want to go back, find it, or call our office, but great job, and very excited. She's in there every morning, I think she said at either 5 or 5:30 in the morning. Our guest tonight is, or this afternoon, I say tonight because it's almost night. When is night? 5, 6? And is Police Chief Aaron Kennedy. And so Aaron, just a little background, Aaron has been serving as the acting police chief for how long?
I think 3 years tomorrow.
3 years?
Well, trust me, the whole career's gone by in a blink of an eye, but 3 years.
3 years.
Tomorrow.
And just this past Monday, past Monday, not this past Monday, 2 Mondays ago, he was in for appointment for full-time police chief, and unanimously approved by the city council. And it must feel better. I mean, when you're acting and you're not sure. I mean, sometimes people fill in. Lieutenant Goldman filled in as chief. He didn't take the exam. He wasn't interested in the full-time part. His job was to keep it afloat.
Keep it afloat.
He did a good job of it.
Did a good job.
And each time you pass the baton, somebody picks it up from where it was and carries it a little further, right?
Yep. You never take the job to fail.
Right.
Like you, being married, you never took the job not to do the right thing for your community. So, I've learned you hired me in your first term.
Wow.
So you were a mayor for 1 year, so I've been on since.
Jeez. Imagine that.
You hired 9 of us back then.
Yeah.
There's
I
only
remember.
about 2 or 3 of us left, but.
Yeah, I remember.
And, we have a good department, as you know. It's a young department now. We got a new station we're very grateful for. Obviously, the city's growing, the department's going to grow, we're going to finally have room. So as being the chief, I never, I took the job, 28 plus years ago, never thinking I was going to be the chief at the end. And as I got closer and dealing with my family, the LeBlancs and the Kennedys, a lot of them were in public safety on the fire side. And, I was pushed to take the exams. My father just said,
Why not?
Don't do something I didn't do.
Yeah, if you're going to be here,
yeah.
as well.
And,
Some people are happy in what they do. they might work traffic or they might work patrol, and they're happy doing that, and that satisfies their, their career path. They're not interested. And administration changes things. You don't get to do as much. You get involved in police work, but you don't get to do as much.
Oh, me and the captain still make one arrest a year at least.
But I'm just saying, it becomes administrative,
yeah,
HR,
it does.
and
I kind of enjoy that, the administrative side.
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's a different thing, learning from the police officer side, and then, you try to balance it out when you learning the admin side. I mean, there's a lot of things we're doing now to get the station going in the right direction, because we've had the void for a good amount of time without having, permanent.
Right.
Chief and captain.
And captain, too, right?
Captain
the captain's
today
exam was today.
Today, and we probably know Monday.
Oh, good.
I mean, we're hoping Friday, but that's tomorrow. But
why make everybody wait a little longer?
Just stress out those three guys.
It's a weird system.
I walked in today when I saw you, and I walked down the hallway at OEM, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm never going to have to do that again.
Yeah, what a feeling, right?
It's a great feeling when you know you're locked into a spot, and
certainty, right?
The certainty is huge.
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, because this is the number one question, is we're going to get a chance to walk to the police station. And ironically, yesterday, a gentleman by the name of, was it Henry Dufresne? Dufresne was his name.
Yeah.
He was in the front page of the newspaper 62 years ago when they opened the last police station.
Really?
He was just a little kid. And I said, we got to recreate this. It was him and his brother. And I said, we're going to have to recreate this, the same thing. We're going to have to get you in a jail cell, and we're going to have the chief stand aside here. We'll recreate it. 62. So he's lived for both police stations.
No kidding.
And so, just so people understand, seeing in the police station, the first thing out of their mouth is going to be, wow, this place is massive. But remember, there are new requirements. Let's just take the jail cells, which we hope we can keep clean and new and pretty, and nobody needs to use them. But the reality is, just the space requirements and the new requirements to meet all the code for jail cells has completely changed. And we've stayed current with them, but everything has changed for building a new station. So when you walk through, remember, we're meeting new codes and standards that we didn't have to meet before. So it may seem a little large, but it's also built for the future, so that I think they said it was built for 50 years.
Yeah.
50 years plus. So we'll find a day when we can let people come through the building and take people through tours. You'd be very excited. Now, you're not old enough. This is your father chat thing. You're not old enough, but I was very young. But I can remember my grandfather taking me to the old police station. So the old police station.
Was that on West Street?
On West Street, next to the church.
Yep.
And it had all I can remember, and I may be wrong, is it had a bunch of stairs that went down, and it was like public restrooms down there. And you could walk down these stairs, and every time I was downtown, I'd say to my grandfather, can we go to the bathrooms? Just because I thought it was cool walking down all those steps halfway down. I don't remember the dedication, that would be, I don't know. They say 57, but I don't know it was 57, because this gentleman, it was 62 years ago that I could see on the article. So I'm not sure. They said it was built in 57. Maybe they started the project in 57.
Maybe.
And actually, it was Chief Goldman that this project started under when we first got going.
Yeah.
So let's talk. It's summertime. July 4th is beyond. I don't know. I don't know if it was the rain. Maybe the air conditioner was on. Didn't get a lot of. Is fireworks just too expensive these days?
I mean, from what I talked to the guys, because the logs didn't really specify it was how busy it was. A lot of the veterans were saying they thought they were back in the Middle East on their tour.
Really?
They said there were a lot of. It was very vivid out there.
A lot of fireworks?
Yeah.
Well, they're like professional today.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we put the warnings out. I mean, we had a lot of problems with dogs running away.
Yeah.
And I put that on. We put it on our Facebook because I mean,
they get spooked.
They get spooked. I mean, I have a golden retriever that shakes unbelievable. We have to medicate it. So, we try to warn the public about their animals and the elderly.
Yeah.
And,
think about it before you do it. I get it, but they're illegal still in mass.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
and then
everybody around us is they're
common sense.
You can own them now in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing. I mean, some of these displays I see down at some of the lakes in Shirley and some places are like almost like professional operations.
Yeah, they got the electronic igniter that you can sit far away and be safe.
So that way it minimizes exposure. One of the things I talked about last week or the week before, there's this neat kind of thing that people do. And when they're having a big party, they invite their neighbors. And they think because they invited their neighbors, who may say, "Oh, geez, thanks, but no, I'm fine. I don't want to." That gives you that's kind of like a semi-approval to go ahead and have a big party and make a lot of noise and have people parked all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not, right? That's like, well, our neighbors. I remember going to calls and people say, "I don't know, I invited the neighbors." I know, but it's 2 a.m.
I know. I mean, like today I talked to you about the park on Mechanical Oil, about that incident. You just saw the people are out at 3:30 in the morning just walking around.
Yeah.
Just looking at the cameras. It's people are out there just walking around.
I saw a call. Something came in about the rail trail.
Yeah, today.
No,
not
it was
today?
about the rail trail. And it was several months ago.
Oh.
And somebody thought they heard something. I don't remember what it was specifically. It was 4 a.m. I said, "What are you doing on the rail trail? It's 4 o'clock in the morning."
Yeah, I know.
And it's lit out there and pretty, but still, it's 4 a.m. What are you doing? But you know what? Nurses, people that work different shifts. We used to have that 10 to 2 shift or that 8 to 2 in the morning shift.
Yep.
You get out, you're like, I need to do so. I can't go right home and go to sleep. People working me. I want to unwind. So what do people do, right? They go to Doyle Field. I think's probably got 1 hour where there's nobody there.
Yeah.
If that anymore. That was always a place where there'd be people out, getting up early or getting out late at work or whatever.
Now they can park anywhere along the rail trail and go for a hike.
Yeah, I think when I first became a cop, Denny's had opened, and that was it. Nothing else was open. And then came the next to Denny's was the Shell gas station.
Oh yeah.
And then over where New York Pizza is, they opened up this. They had 2 stores, one in Worcester, one in here. It was called the Day-Night Superstore.
Oh yeah, I remember that as a kid.
And I thought, Day-Night Superstore? Who's going to come here? Well, you'd be surprised. Cough medicine late at night, milk.
Yep.
And I was surprised at how well they did in that store.
Yeah, I remember that as a kid because I grew up on Elm Street, so I remember seeing that.
Day-Night Super. Now everything's open. It's 24/7.
24/7, except for the bars.
Right. Well, that's actually.
It's been good.
At first when they moved the drinking age from 18 to 19, I thought, didn't do very much. But then when they went to 18 to 21 or 19 to 21, it did significantly help.
Yeah.
In terms of the places where we get calls, and that's diminished, I think.
Yeah.
I'm sure we still get some.
Yeah, we with the bar hours now, because of COVID, I think it's done a lot better. But unfortunately, we still have the OUIRS.
Yeah.
It's been lately because of the winter, summer starting. It's definitely an uptick.
Yeah, it's not worth losing your license, your job.
I know.
It's $10,000 to hire an attorney.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, call somebody. I mean, just about anybody will.
Uber is prevalent now. Right?
Yeah, they're out.
They're out. Makes
Taxi's still out there at night.
Yep.
Call a friend. No friend will ever be upset that you called them at 2 a.m. to come get them because they were, thought they had too much to drink. And
trust me, we'll be happier that way too, because down on the paperwork and they're safe.
Nobody wants to. I always just like parking tickets downtown or parking on the sidewalks. We don't want your money. It's not why we do it. It's not anything we're trying to raise revenue. Some departments do.
Yeah.
It's not what I would assume Boston raises millions in parking tickets. Yeah. It's not what we want, but. We don't want people to park on sidewalks for the obvious reasons. Yeah. If it's walking, they destroy. People pull big trucks up on these things or big pickup trucks. You destroy the sidewalks. Break them. And same thing with parking tickets downtown. We don't want your money. We want those spots for the customers. Yep. And so, what else is going on?
Well, not too much. Hopefully, the captain stuff gets resolved.
Yeah.
We have. Probably 3 graduating in first week of August.
Wow.
We'll have 3 out of NECC and 2 in Boylston right now. They're about halfway through. I'm hoping that will be productive ending with that one. They'll give us 5, and then we just put 2 in Plymouth Academy and 4 to 6 in New Braintree State Police Academy.
Wow, so you got like 10 people out there.
And we're still looking to hire off the July list.
Wow. That's wild.
It's going to be my legacy on my tombstone. I tried to hire.
I try to hire. I don't really know everybody here.
Well, you have like this list now. I had to do a statewide list.
I know. I remember you saying that.
I mean, the 2 guys going to Plymouth, they're from Mansfield and Raynham. But they said, hey, we'll come to Leominster. They came here. we saw the new station. He goes, we'll move closer.
978-534-1626. Chief Kennedy's my guest. If you have any questions, give us a call, 534-1626. Yeah, I remember, I think I had this conversation with you and others. I think Chief Sedlow was saying the same thing. When you took the test, if you didn't get a high mark, and I meant a very high mark, you didn't get on. And there were dozens of people behind you on the list to see the fact that people just aren't taking the exam either. I mean, it's worse on the police, but same thing on fire.
I saw that list. I was shocked.
Where did everyone go that wanted to? These are decent jobs.
You make a good wage in the city of Leominster. Good benefits, good time off. We got great equipment. You've been good to us.
I mean, I could see the World War II guys and the Korean War guys when they came here. The Guy Barassis, the John Caines of the world, the Jimmy DePerrys, those guys, Roland LaPointe. They came here for the benefits.
Yep.
They didn't get paid very well.
No.
They didn't have details. Very few. Fire had no overtime.
Nope.
They had no, details to speak of, and when, towards the end, when unions got involved and wages went up and better working conditions, they didn't want to leave. They stayed till they were 65 because they hadn't made any money prior to that.
No.
I remember Roger Tater working Cathay Island. Working the Friday and Saturday night detail. And I'm like, Roger, what are you doing working?
I know.
He was 63, 64. I said, Roger. And he said, you know what? We never made any money.
I know. I mean, I remember guys working the chopsticks detail, getting out at 2 o'clock, and they were a day lieutenant at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus.
Well, when your father first was on the fire department, didn't he drive bus or something?
He drove bus.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys did.
They drove
Tex and Ronnie and all that.
They had to. Got
their quotas.
The wages were low, and the benefits, as I said, were good.
Yep.
Caller, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Nancy Costi here.
Hi, Nancy.
Two of the best sitting there, seriously. I wanted to congratulate the chief on his
Thank you.
permanent promotion. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I've got my scanner on constantly, so I'm apprised to the situation you guys deal with each and every day, and just say prayers when you guys walk out the door of the station.
It means a lot. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you, Nancy.
welcome.
Thank you. It is
You're welcome.
It is a different world out there today, and I don't ever remember being, fearful that, that I mean, you're aware of it, but some of the situations, there was very hand to hand. There was very few times when people would put their hands on it. People would get drunk and obnoxious, but very few times when you felt unsafe. And today, there's never a day that goes by that there's not some officer that's severely injured or killed, and just everything around seems to be. And then yet today, I was reading the poll numbers for institutions, and people have a high respect for people that run small businesses. But on the other hand, Congress gets an 8%. In reality, though, if you ask those people, how do you feel about your own Congress, man or woman?
Oh, yeah.
You get better rank. But if you say in general, how do you feel about Congress? 8%. And churches were only at 35, 25%. And police were still, higher than everybody else, but only 45%. And I said, other people were like, well, no, considering that today, I'm like, no. There's always a few bad apples in every job, every, career, everything that's going on. And they're like, well, 45 is not bad. I'm like, no, it should be 95%.
Yeah, that's right.
And but I think training is better than ever.
Yes.
Accountability. Obviously, the officers wear body cams, which
great.
took a little while for police departments across the state to realize it's actually going to benefit them.
That's right.
It's actually going to
It's
benefit
worth
them.
the money.
Yeah.
Worth the money. Because one, it's good for evidence collection. but also the frivolous complaints we unfortunately receive.
Right.
People come in now, and I think they forget we have cameras.
Yeah. You want to see the camera? You want to see
Yeah,
the film?
yeah.
I'm glad to show you.
Yeah, I talked to the shift commander down at C4, and he's like, I love it.
Yeah.
They think they're going to get out of a ticket, and then I watched the thing. He goes, my trooper was, great.
Right.
But it's good. We've seen a lot of where the training came into play on a serious instance, and you can see how the officers, the teamwork was there, and,
Right.
and they controlled a situation that could have been a lot worse.
Right.
But they de-escalated the situations, and it's all caught on video.
And today, it's and I think in many good ways. I mean, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, in the sense where, we practice de-escalation,
Yep.
but you don't want to de-escalate to the point where you wait too long to take the proper action. So,
right.
de-escalation is really trying to step back from the situation, see if you can't calm everybody down, calm the person down, and start from there. But on the other hand, I wouldn't want to see somebody delay,
Yes.
taking action when, and that could be life-threatening.
That's right.
To
Yep.
not only the officer, but somebody around them.
Yeah, I think with all the training we go through, the officers we have, they're young, but they know when de-escalations come to a point where they got to take
Right.
the appropriate action. And we're very fortunate. We have some guys with bumps and bruises. We're still Officer Hardy, who got hit by the car, still
Right.
out. But we've never had anything bad happen.
No.
Knock on wood.
No, we're lucky, and I do think younger people have a different temperament and the training. You put the two together,
Yep.
and it's more patient.
Yep.
Let's use the right words.
Yep.
This person might already be, jacked up, pumped
Yep.
up, might be under the influence of something. Let's just see if we can't just pause. Time is on our side right now. We've got help. Time's on our side. Let's just see if we can't calm this person down, turn this into a different situation.
Now with all the mental health calls we're going on, working with the fire department, we have a great relationship.
Right.
We're like, you respond in tandem now, so it
Yeah.
works out.
No.
And it sometimes just seeing the fire department going on these mental health calls where people are, agitated to a certain level, they can kind of bring them down. And even with our new mental health clinician and the rest of outreach, they all bring various tools to the
Sure.
table. And right now that's a big hit. It's really working out well in the
Yeah.
short time we've had it. So
Well, we try to get, there's more de-institutionalized.
yeah,
At one time people were in locked facilities, and now there's more, medicines,
Yep.
and so it's
More inpatient stuff, yeah.
or outpatient, and so we hope that when we see signs of mental health, or somebody might not be on their medicine, or they're having an episode, we want to be able to bring, the services and better understand the situation by using private citizens who are employees of the city and the police department to help us. Sometimes when somebody doesn't have a uniform, that kind of brings things down.
You see the difference.
Right now, we have somebody that works on, homeless situations, drug and alcohol. They'll do referrals. We have now a new clinician for mental health, plus the regular skills that a lot of the officers bring themselves.
Yeah. Mostly we're about 35% trained in CIT training, critical incidents, which is, we try to get spread out all over the shift, so you have a good fair share out there with the knowledge. So, and so far it's working out pretty good. I think with everybody that's in the academy now, we'll get a more diverse breakdown of our community. I think the public should be happy when they see these gentlemen and women graduate. It's going to be great.
The police and fire departments were French, Irish, and Italian, and then Latinos, came here. Started to come here in the early '50s, and then and now we're seeing representation from pretty much what the community looks like. Who lives here, right?
Yeah, we got in this class. I think we have Asian, I believe. We have Haitian, like Mexican, Spanish. I forgot what the rest of it.
We have an Asian Hmong.
Yep, we
currently.
have Lieutenant Lee. Yep, Hmong.
Yeah. Imagine a Lieutenant Lee. I mean, that's quite a thing.
Yeah,
huh?
he was up for captain today, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's
but
quite
yeah,
a thing.
he's got decades left to go.
Right, he's just a young guy.
He's a young guy, so he's got a lot of practice.
But we have a lot of Asian Hmong in the community,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Asians in the community.
Yeah.
And a big thing, at least when I first got here, was we were still under a consent order. and which meant in a consent order that we needed to hire so many, minorities. So it's like 1 for every 3.
Yeah.
And there was a federal government. And I said, well, we really should look more like the community we're in. We got off that. I'd say in 2 years, we're off that.
And now
completely.
the breakdown of our station, I mean, our employees now, it's great.
Yeah.
You couldn't ask for a better breakdown of your
A lot of times, when the police officer going on calls, there's culture and certain either religious beliefs or cultural beliefs that you might not understand. That it's nice to have somebody with that knowledge. My guest, in case you're just joining us, with about 21 minutes left to go here at Inside Leominster, is Chief Kennedy, and Chief of the Leominster Police Department. And we'll be making the transition soon to the new police station. They were in the cleaning the other day.
They're
which
in the
is
second wave.
Exciting.
Yes, it is.
They were, looks like they would, we got all their tree delivery and shrubs.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
They had, we're putting up fencing, which is kind of cool.
Looking good.
That's exciting. So it's really coming to the last couple of months here, through the summer months, when, I mean, will you get in there before September, you think?
I was talking to Lieutenant Peretti, who was hanging a lot of stuff down at the new station for the body cameras and tasers and stuff. And, we think once we see how they progress with the furniture, setup, that some of the admin staff and the detectives will go in immediately.
Because you don't have the dispatch there anymore.
No,
right?
No, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Not having them around, but they're in a good place. But I think you'll see the admin staff and detectives go first. Definitely by mid-August, you'll see us in there. Hopefully
so just
between
a slow transition. From
one. Plus, I mean, there's going to be hiccups like with all the IT stuff.
I saw him pull a wire yesterday. I said, "That's a ton of wire," but but everything has to be wired. They have to have cameras everywhere. Sally Port has to have cameras.
Trying to get the fiber from front of Acme into the station was a work of.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff is like the thin as your hair.
Yeah.
And delicate, and that took 3 tries to get that.
It's all fiber optic.
I know.
Sure.
It's just amazing, the technology that we had to invest in that. It's, it's really kind of mind.
Well, technology's our friend.
Yeah,
I know
it is.
sometimes it's a little overwhelming.
It
Can't
is.
get away from your phone, but in terms of public safety, I was kidding. We were talking about dispatch, and I said, when I worked dispatch midnight to 8, you would, if somebody called for a check on somebody, just want to know, are there any warrants? You'd grab a portable radio, you'd march down the hall to the back of the records department. Literally, there's nobody at the front of the building. You'd walk down to the records department, look it up. Hopefully you didn't get a phone call. If you did, there was a phone there, but now you have to try to operate from the back. Somebody could be walking in the front. And you'd actually do, and the portable radios in case somebody called in, in case you needed dispatch from your portable radio. And I think we've come light years away. And we've only seen the beginning of technology. If you look at the Vanessa Marcotte case, the forensic, that they, now, albeit to their benefit, it was a drought. We hadn't had a lot of rain, so that preservation of the crime scene was
good.
Golden. And they were able to get in there and amazing the technology they gathered and it just handling evidence in the old police station compared to the fact that we're actually going to have like the real way to handle evidence.
Did you go down and look through where records is with those dials?
I thought it was in the doctor's office.
Right. So Pat Bresnan does a lot of our evidence with Sergeant Fallon, and he's been down a few times because he's trying to figure in his head how he's going to, bring things over. So, because he's loyal to the evidence, what we have and what needs to come. He's a former Marine, so he's regimented in doing
and it has
stuff.
to be handled correctly. You don't want to mishandle evidence because you could mess up a case if it isn't handled in a proper chain of command, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So exciting things. We are in the summer months. Common sense in dealing with neighbors, or you have a radio in your car. Nobody 8 blocks away needs to hear it. You're having a party at your house, come out after and clean up. Quiet time is 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, is that reasonable?
Yeah, that's like that's been like the wives' tale, like in 10 o'clock, be respectful.
Yeah, turn it down, Tell your visitors, it's, I've got neighbors and they might be elderly, and might have little kids or sick kids or whatever. Just common sense.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Because we live in that 24/7 cycle, it's not everybody has weekends off anymore.
No. Even over the rainy 4th of July weekend, we had supplemental overtime just downtown for the noise, because, if we did have a dry spout during that 4th of July week, just, people outside eating, be respectful.
Yeah.
So some of the detectives took it, Detective Cologne and Ramos took it, and, they educated a lot of people out over that short window where it was dry.
Right.
They said they stopped 7 or 8 cars. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
look at people are out eating.
Yeah.
Give them a break.
They don't want to. It's like, especially, and some of these systems talk about technology, are very elaborate, which, no problem. But nobody wants to hear it 6 blocks away, or the windows rattling. And,
I know. I've
you're
seen some of
sleeping
those.
at night.
Have you seen some of the Jeeps? The Jeeps have the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. I have to say, there's somebody that lives in my neighborhood, and he has a motorcycle. And I don't know whether he gets up really early or comes in late or is early. He tones that thing down. It's not a Honda, it's a Harley. But he does everything possible. I assume it's a he. He does everything possible because he's being considerate to the fact that he could wake a bunch of people up.
Oh, yeah.
And that I thought was very thoughtful. I hear him pretty often, and I haven't figured out yet whether he's coming home or going to work, one or the other. 978-534-1626. We have a new tip line. We only have 15 minutes left to go here with the chief. We have a new tip line, and we used to use Crime Stoppers.
That's right.
We're now using 411.
Tip 411.
Tip 411.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tip 411. So,
I think 411's already in use.
right. That's information. So you have to press in TIP.
Yeah, you can
411?
actually get it right off the apps feature of your phone for iPhone.
Yep.
And you can just download it. It doesn't cost anything. And there's one for Leominster right on there. So once you get it, you can go right into it, and it'll tip, almost like text to tip.
Yeah.
And they can go right to us. Like, we had a couple, like one last night, they were busy. They didn't get to it. But, people, they report certain things. We had some lady reporting that homeless was down on Laurie Drive. In a car, and they were concerned that they might, because it's mostly elderly down there. So midnight shift would, all supervisors are in control of it, so they just, took care of it. A lot of stuff right now is, right now we've had more use of that in my 3 years on Crime Stoppers.
Like, it's easier to use.
It's a lot easier.
So if you just don't want to use the app, is it you just go in and dial TIP 411?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Plus
then,
it's on the city website.
Yeah. But you can also go LPD MATIP, so Mass LPD Mass Tip LPD MATIP, and then you punch in a number. So we're trying to make it easy for you. It's 100% anonymous, so there's nothing to worry about. There's a buffer in there, so it's not going to come directly to the police. It's going to go through a filtering system, and but you can always call 911 if it's an emergency.
That's right.
And 534-7560 if it's just a matter of business. I want to remind everybody that there's a public hearing on the July 24th on the closing of the maternity ward. It's at the Doubletree on the 24th of July at 6 o'clock, and that's a hearing with the Department of Public Health. We have our the first year we've done this is we're having the Italian Festival. It's August 5th with rain date of the 6th, 5 to 8. We'll give you more information on that as we get closer. Tonight, because today, let me move myself over here. I don't know how I ended up moving around. I'm kind of like to the right here, or your left. Tonight is the concerts at Carter, and that's at 7 o'clock. And tonight is an oldies band, and it's going to be a beautiful night for that concert. And then starting next week on the 11th, July 11th, these concerts on Tuesday night are at 7:30. And it's a 30-piece band, a Colonial Band, and they start their concerts next Tuesday night. And that is at 7:30. They do it at 7:30 because a lot of the band members are traveling from work or live out of the area, and they're coming in. So that's their time for their concert. So a lot coming up. We have, well, I know it's in my notes. Let's see. Do we have... Let's see if we've got. Let's see if we have.
One moment, please.
Slides.
Slow computer.
So that's all right. Take your time. We have boy. If you ever need a newsletter and you want to read and see what's going on, the Senior Center. It's an excellent newsletter with everything you can ever imagine inside it. And also the Leominster Public Library, they have the whole month of July planned out. The whole month. Go to leominsterlibrary.org. All right, let's do some slides. Last we knew and last reported, in 7 days, 18,000 people tested, 642 tested positive, 10 deaths, one is too many, 107 new cases in Worcester County. We have none in 2 weeks. We're reported by 2 weeks. Hospitalization is at 142, intensive care is at 11, and intubated is at 3. These are the different projects happening in and around the city. Chief and I were just talking. Starting next week, is it, Chief, on Route 12 in front of the hospital?
Yep, July 10th to the 28th.
All right, so late next week. So this is big. There's a big drainage line that has to be repaired in there.
Yep.
And I'm talking big. And it's going to reroute some of the traffic, but they've already planned out the detours.
Yep.
And, but they've made considerable progress. They've moved all the utility lines out behind. They've done the gas lines, water and sewer. It looks like they're going to make considerable progress before the end of this
They're hoping
season.
to only have McKay Street blocked for 3 days.
Yeah, so that's good.
They're hoping to move that quickly. So
Excellent. And let me just go back. Still working on Viscaloid Ave. They had Viscaloid and Mechanic Street blocked off today, but they've got excellent. They got officers working out there, and plenty of detour signs out there. Still working a little bit in North Leominster, which seems to have helped up there. I haven't heard anybody complain, but I haven't heard anybody say anything good. But it seems to have helped, so that's all good news. And then various gas line, water line projects in and around the city. If there's a delay required, they do a good job of moving that around. Bunch of bids opening today. The sidewalk bid opened. Main Street bump outs will open July 13. Street paving is going to be out to bid on the 20th. And we've got projects for the downtown bump outs for the square, for the common, tons of projects out there. Let's see, there's going to be an informational meeting, and this is in regards to, let's see, in Prospect Park. Prospect Park is up on Prospect Street, right after Lawrence Street on the right, and there it is, July 11th, that's Tuesday night at 5 o'clock at the second floor conference room at City Hall, and they'll give you the scoop on what's going to happen at Prospect Park. It's International Kissing Day, National Air Traffic Controller Day, National Fried Chicken Day, Take Your Webmaster to Lunch Day, and Thirsty Thursday. 1928, believe it or not, the first all-talking motion picture was done in New York City. 1928, the largest recorded hailstorm. That's why I say with the climate stuff, and I believe in climate change and all that, but they had the largest recorded hailstone, a pound and a half,
did
7
you
inches
see the
in
hailstone at Red Rock?
I did see it.
That was vicious.
Insane. 1949, freak heat wave sent central coast of Portugal to 158 degrees.
Jeez.
1969, A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. 1965, psychedelic rock band Jefferson Airplane forms in San Francisco. And 1983, Kelly Woodland was born. From my office. Kelly, happy birthday, Kelly. She was born. She made it. 1994, Forrest Gump is released. It got Best Picture in 1995. And then 2020, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes agrees to the largest contract for an athlete in sports history, a 12-year contract for $503,000. Now, you got to get, there's a lot that you have to do to get the $503,000, but still, imagine if he pulls it all off, $503 million. Keith makes around that much, who works for Inside Leominster.
I wish.
Is that what you make, around there somewhere?
No.
No. Here's the progress on the police station. Some of the landscapes getting done, installation on the elevator I saw, security installation going on, furniture delivery July 17th, and they're beginning to clean the building. Starburst, 29th. We got a nice check today from our premier sponsor, Leominster Credit Union. Thank you to Barbara and everybody over there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These are things that you have to raise money for, and it's never easy, and they always step up to support one of Leominster's largest concert venues over at Doyle Field. National Night Out, that'll be all of us, police and fire and DPW, all of us are out there, the mayor's office, and we had a great time last year, August 1st. And then the Italian Festa will be 5 to 8 o'clock on August 5th, which is a Saturday. Rain date is Sunday. We've already booked the Italian band from Providence, Rhode Island, so we've already got them booked. Plenty of food. Beer Garden is going to be the 12th of August, and the Johnny Appleseed Festival, September 23rd. Remember, next year, Johnny Appleseed is 250 years old. And tonight, over at Carter Park, there's a schedule every Thursday night, a concert at 7 o'clock. And the Colonial Band starts their concerts July 7th, Carter Park at 7:30. Should it rain, go over to City Hall. They're too big of a concert to cancel, so just walk over or get a ride to City Hall. There you go. Tip 411. Tip 411. Send an anonymous via text message to the Leominster Police Department, and it made it as easy as possible. Here we go. Pictures of the week, and I never know what they are. Here we go. Well, the new playground here at is it Northwest School?
Yeah, Northwest.
Northwest did a great job, and there's no real recreation areas around Northwest School. It's used to be some at George Street School, but they're gone. And let's see, that's Route. I can't see with the thing there, but it looks like Route.
It's the hospital in the background.
Hospital. So Route 12. Is there any way you guys can lower the the timer?
There we go.
Oh, we'll just take it out. And then show it to me when we get close. 5 minutes left here at Inside Leominster. Route 12 continues. And 5th Street Park underway. It's done a beautiful job up there. We got a grant with growing places and put perennials in there so it'll grow every year. Safe Routes to School project, again, finishing up the sidewalks. Then they'll be in with new lights and then paving. So should be ready by school.
Nice.
Beautiful flowers. Sally does a great job. Just spectacular. Coming off of West Street and looking down and around and seeing all the flags, the banners for veterans with the Hometown Hero program, and then all the flowers. Just breathtaking. So we had a ball at the Pink Flamingo Day. It'll be bigger next year. We decided it's time to crank it up a notch just based on the amount of people that came and the fact that COVID is over. And we gave out the award for the best dressed and most enthusiastic pink flamingoid. Remember, it's National Pink Flamingo Day. And at Barrett Park, playground is open. It's ADA compliant, and everyone has said nothing but wonderful things up there. We've added some other features up there at Barrett Park. Go and visit, right? It's the best thing I can tell you to do is go visit. Pool is immaculate, and it's open now. And swimming lessons as well. You can go to the Leominster Recreation Department website if you'd like. Willow Street Waterline. Keep Labor in Leominster. We had the synagogue was wonderful for opening up the building for us. We thanked them for that. And this was a large crowd of people that came out to support them. And thank you again to the Leominster Credit Union for sponsoring Starburst. It's been 31 years that we've had Starburst. And thanks to Leominster Credit Union, they've been a big part of it. And the trees arrived from the Leominster Police Station. So it'll look nice over there.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
It'll look nice. And the eagle has landed. I know some people get really upset. There's a kid that does a podcast, and he's big on the internet. And he's a influencer, I would suspect. And 10 million likes and interactions. That's it, kids. What did we forget, Chief? Anything?
No,
I'll give you the last 3 minutes here.
I think you covered everything.
Did we cover everything?
Yeah.
When's the next police exam? Do we know?
Next police exam was just held, so the list comes out in July.
All right, so we wait and find out who's on that list.
Yep. The list is posted. You can go on civil service and see it now, but it's not been
right. They haven't officially released it yet and certified it.
Yeah.
So be careful this summer. All the regular things. If you're riding your bike, wear a helmet. You know, remember they used to have police officers come into school and
the
police academy.
Yes.
Junior police academy. Any room left, or is that full?
Yeah, we're still getting people in for next week, which is the last one, the week of the 10th, July 10th. That's gonna be a large class, so they're gonna get a good fill of activities for that week. A lot more than the week before.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's
like a double class.
Yeah. We got the new SROs getting ready for next year. So Mike Salavatis is involved, and Ryan Morrell are getting involved with the other guys. So
good for us.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah, we tried our best this summer to keep kids busy. Plenty of walks and talks, and the library had a program today and almost every day. The Boys and Girls Club, Spanish American Center, the churches, our office, rec department, library, as I said. and it really is. I think it's making a difference. It's
Yes.
providing other options for people to do. We are out of time. Thank you, Chief. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And yeah, and just so you have an understanding of the Chief's connections to the city and public safety, the LeBlanc. So be your grandfather, great-grandfather?
Great-grandfather was a mayor.
Right.
And then everybody was all the way down. My uncles were
Firefighters.
Fred LeBlanc was the chief. Ronnie Pierce, my godfather, was the chief. Chuck, Fred's brother, was lieutenant. Jason, who's still on.
Jimmy LeBlanc.
Jimmy
and emergency
LeBlanc.
management.
We miss him.
Of course, we miss him.
Oh, couldn't.
That was a shock, huh?
Yeah, that still hurts. So
Yeah.
he did a lot for the city.
Sure
as you
did.
know.
So you come from a whole family of public safety.
Yeah, my
But,
dad was there for 41 years as fire department.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
I was the oddball. I crossed the line.
That's okay. That's all right. All right, everybody, we're out of time here at Inside Leominster. Thank you for watching. And even though we're out of time, we want to remind you that the world is run by those who show up, and you must show up. Good night, and thank you to everybody back there who makes this show possible, and also to all of our sponsors.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.